is make a basketball game on code.org. But before that, let's do something else. Let me teach you how you can create an account on Scratch. Okay. First thing that you need to go is go to the website that says scratch.mit.edu.
Okay.
Once you are here, you need to join Scratch. Okay. You see this join button here? Click on this join button.
Yeah.
Create a username for yourself. Don't use your real name. It also says that just have to write your username, any username that you want. Let's say that I put mine as OMMER.JAVED3. It needs to be okay. It needs to be only alphabets, numbers, and these underscores. You can't add full stop, you can't add comma or something like that.
It's okay if we also have the app but not the Google?
Sorry?
Is it okay if you just have the app, not the Google account?
Let's see. When you have downloaded an app, you obviously can work on it, but you can't share your working with other people. But when you have an online account
I
like
don't
that,
want to share it public. I just want to make projects. That's it.
yeah, then you obviously do not have to do that. But obviously, if someone wants to share that, I'm telling it for all of them.
Okay.
Okay. So just write a username. Your username does not need to be your real name. It can be any name. Let's say that we write Scratch Fun Learning. So that exists, but it is like a very lengthy, you can say, uh, username. I would want to use something smaller. Let's say we write Bright Kids Scratch. Now we need to create a password. A password needs to be some characters. We have to write it down somewhere so that we do not remember, share it with others, but we can remember it. So let's say that I type in the password. And try to do next. Which country do you live in? You have to select your country. So wherever you are living, just select that country. Write about your birthday. I'm like very older than you, so I'm going to use my birth date here. This is something where you would have to take help from your parents. You can write their email here. You can just write an email address that they use, and then you can simply create your account. Okay. So that would be the last step. So that is where you have to put in your parents' email, but I'm not sure that if I can use this one. Welcome to Scratch, Bright Kids Scratch. You can get started now. And now if you will create something here, any game that you will make here on this online Scratch, you would be able to share it very easily. You can share it with anyone. You can publish it on this Scratch portal and you can share it with people.
Sir?
Yes.
So it is important to open this one is this signed in Scratch from the Google.
Yes, if you want to share your working with others. Yes.
Okay.
So this you can create some exercise here. Change it as, give it a name. Let's say today we are going to work on the jumping game and I'm going to make this jumping game here. So
Sir, now how can we send?
Sorry?
Now how can we send on it?
First, let me work on the game and then I will explain it to you. So let's say that we are working on the jumping game. I have written the word jumping game over here. In this file option, you can see that I can save it now. save as a copy, save to my computer. So there are different portions that we can work on. And similarly, after that, I can change the language here that I want. That's not an issue. So let's try
Sir?
working. Yeah,
The azan is going on, so can we have a silence?
sure. Let's meet after 1-2 minutes. So what you have to do is just make your character to jump on the screen. So this was the first step, that get a character to and make that character jump on screen. So jumping is basically an up and down movement of the object. So we wrote a code for its upside movement like that, and we wrote a code for its downwards movement. We combine them and play them together. So this basically makes your character to jump one step like that. So that is how your cat is going to be jumping on the screen. And now you want a key press to initiate jumping of your character, and that key press is going to be space. So let's say that you press space button and your character jumps on the screen. Is that fine? But this
Yes.
character has started jumping on the screen. Now what we want is choose a background where our character would be jumping. So I'm going to use this sky where my character is going to be jumping, and the character is going to look like that when it is jumping. Now we want something to come from this side so that our cat can jump from that characters. So let's say that we get those characters as, go here and see which character do we need. There is a very cute hedgehog character that we can choose. There is a ghost also that we can pick and choose. But I would have to change the background if I choose the ghost. Yeah, let's say that I choose this background. Space City? Neon Tunnel.
Night City.
Yeah, Night City is also a good option. So this is the character that would be coming on this side, and this is the character that would be jumping like that to avoid it. Now this character is small, bigger than this character's jump. So we need to make this character smaller. So let's make it smaller by changing its size to 50 points. Oh, sorry. I had to change the size of the ghost, but I changed the size of the cat. 50. So now this character is here. Now I would go to the costumes of this character and choose the most perfect costume. Yeah, that is fine. Only if it is flipped onto that side. Okay, and I will remove the unnecessary ones. So now this character needs to be coming like
Sir?
that on this side. And when it
Sir.
is there, this cat is going to jump and avoid it.
Yeah,
Yes?
thank you. Sir, I'm saying that can you show this sprite code? I want to make it once meant only.
This is the sprite code in front of you.
Yeah, I know. 15, and then what do we have to do more? We have to change y by 7 and change y by -7. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
done. Done. Now
Yeah.
let's go towards this ghost and try to make it move on the screen. First, let's adjust them so that they look that they are coming on the same, you can say, speed. So I will make my character come here on the top of this wall, and here is the ghost that is also just top of this line, this black line. So now I need my character to start from here and come on this side. For that, I'm going to select on ghost and ask it to glide 2 seconds to this cat's position or this position. This position is -95 and 210. So I'm going to change it to -210 and -95. So once I will press this button, you see what would happen. And once this is happening, let's say that we started with when flag is
Sir?
pressed, and we also start this process when the flag is pressed. So now I press the flag, put it back here, sorry, this character here, and this character here. Now when I press the flag button, this is happening, and I can make my cat to jump up on top of that. So once my cat jumps, this is going to go on this side. Fine?
Can you show the code of the ghost?
Yep. So the problem with the ghost is that when it comes on this side, we want to make it disappear and get it to start again from the other side. Okay. So for that, we are going to use this glide 2 seconds or 2.5 seconds to this side. After that, go to the opposite side, that is -95 and 210, and start. Let's see what happens now. Let's say that we put this thing into the forever block. So this keeps on happening again and again. And you can make jumps between so that.
Okay, then what we have to do in this hotel?
Sorry? Are you saying something? So now your character is there, which is jumping. I still feel that the character is very big, so I'm going to make it a little more small, so that my cat can actually jump from them, avoid them. I can make my cat jump faster by decreasing the repeat steps and increasing the change values. So now my character might be jumping faster. So jumping faster.
Sir, can
Yes.
you go to ghost code? Can you
I
go
can,
to
I
ghost code?
I can, Emma, but
Yeah.
follow the things that we are doing right now.
Can you repeat the last step again?
Sorry?
Like, can you repeat the last thing you did, like, once more? Because I
The last thing that I did was that currently I'm adjusting the speed of jump for my cat. So this is kind of a very slow jump, which is not suitable at all. So let's say that I want to make this jump a little faster. For that, I would have to decrease the repeat steps here to 15 and increase the change y by value. And that would start working a little better. That jump is kind of more suitable now. Fine. So we now have having a jump and we are getting good jumps in that. Okay. So that is where we were starting. Now I would want the ghost to be another ghost there. So I added another ghost. It is going to start at the same position the other ghost is starting. So I will just duplicate that, put it onto top of the first ghost, copy its code as well. So all the code is copied. What happens now is that two of the ghosts are working the same time. So what I can do is ask one of my ghosts to wait some time before it starts running. So I will be asking my ghost to wait I'll be asking my ghost to wait 1.2 seconds before it starts. So now this is going to happen. And what I else can do is ask my character to hide and show after 1.2 seconds. Now this would happen. So now you would have two characters that are coming on the screen every time. So every time you cleanly jump one step, you are going to get a score. You are actually not going to get a score every time you make a jump. You are actually going to get a score every time this whole process is repeated, that the ghost goes back after that. So let's say that we create a variable that says, make a variable, and that is score or jumps or ghosts beaten. So every time, there are two ways that you can have this variable get scores. The first is that you keep this with the jump. If jump is completed, you will change the ghost beaten by 1, and it would work something like that. Every time you jump, you get a score.
Teacher, can you please wait a little, and can you please show the ghosts?
Yeah, I
really
can
don't-
surely show you the ghost code that you can see in the recording as well. We are only 3 minutes left, and there is one last thing. Let me explain that first. The last thing is that how do we know that we have lost the game? So how do we know that we have lost the game? So for that, we are going to go to this sprite cat, go to controls, use an if then block, and
No, could
go
you
to sensing,
please hold
choose
on?
this touching, and make it to be either ghost and duplicate
What?
if it is ghost 2. So if either we touch ghost 1 or either we touch ghost 2, in both the cases, we are going to make sure that we have lost this game or the game should be stopped. That would happen once we have put this stop block here. So stop all, put it here. And every time that you touch any ghost now, your game is going to be stopped. The game is stopped. But the thing that is getting wrong is that where do we start our cat from? And what happens with the score when we start the game? So we go to variables and set ghost beaten to 0 when we press the flag button. And also wherever our cat is, it should come back to this point whenever we start. So this is the point where it should come back, and this point is -187 and -74. You go to motions and pick up this block and add it here. Now, doesn't matter where you picked or where you placed your character. Every time you press the flag button, it is going to come back. And you can keep getting score like that. Okay. But every time that you touch a ghost, the game is going to stop. Fine. Fine.
Yeah, sir, have you recorded this?
Sorry, is someone saying something? So this is the code for ghost 2, and this is the code for ghost. Okay, after we are done, we can save this file here, right? Save now and it will be saved. It says project saved. Now we can go to the C project page, and here it's link with anyone.
Teacher, can you quickly show the ghost too? I'll just take the
So let me
screenshot.
just share that code with someone, with everyone. So that is how this game is going to be. Once you click on see inside again, you can see the ghost codes. I have already shared this link with you guys on your WhatsApp group. So you can watch in that and see where you are making mistakes and you can correct that. Okay. If you have any questions, join me again after this session ends, because there is only 1 minute left.
One more sprite, one code.
If we don't have any questions, can we leave?